confidence interval for the mean, point estimate for the population mu. What is point estimate? A point estimate is a single value estimate for a population parameter. The most unbiased point estimate for the population mean, mu is the sample mean.
Yes, sir.
For example, a random sample of 32 textbook prices rounded to the nearest dollar is taken from a local college bookstore. Find a point estimate for the population mean. So when we talk about the point estimation, it means we are computing exactly a single point from the data which is given to us. For example, this is the data which is given and we are computing, we want to compute the mean. So
Yes, sir.
this is the mean of this data. So since this is just a point, that's why we are calling it point estimate. It is not an interval. It is a
Yes, sir.
single point computed over a population. So this is called the point estimate for a population. Okay.
Correct, sir.
The point estimate for the population mean of the textbook in this bookstore is $74.22. Now, what is interval estimate? An interval estimate is an interval or range of values used to estimate a population parameter. So whatever population parameter you want to, actually whenever you have a population, there would be some parameter related to that population.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let it be mean, let it be standard deviation or any other parameter. So those that population would be having some parameter. So now you want to create a population interval in which you believe that the population parameter will fall.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Range of value used to estimate a population parameter. So we will not estimate a point here as we have done in the previous example.
Yes,
We
sir.
are just estimating an interval rather than a point. So this was our point estimation. The
Yes, sir.
actual point estimation from the population 74.22. Now interval estimate can be like this. Okay, so this can be an example of the interval. Okay, we believe that the actual parameter is falling inside this interval, and this interval has been computed from the sample. Okay, so we have computed this interval using a sample, and we believe that the actual population parameter is falling inside this interval.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now there is another question. How confident do we want to be that the interval estimate contains the population mean mu? Okay, so now we want that how much we are confident. Okay, that confidence must be in percentage. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how confident we are, say we have given two numbers, how much we are confident that the actual parameter, that is 74.22, the actual parameter mu, which actually we don't know what this is, but how much we are confident that this mu is going to be fall inside this range. Remember that this confidence interval has been computed by using the sample.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's why it may be close or it may be deviated from the actual mean. Okay, so that interval has to be computed.
Sir.
Now the second important thing is the level of confidence. What is the level of confidence? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
there may be a different level of confidence that okay, how confidently we can say that this mu is going to be fall in this range. Okay, so that is called the level. The level of confidence C is the probability that the interval estimate contains the population parameter. Okay, so this is the probability that the interval estimate, whatever interval we have estimated, the lower range and the upper range, whatever interval we have estimated, what is the probability that whatever mu we have, that mu is falling inside this range.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that is the level of confidence. Means how we can compute this, how we can find the level of confidence. So you can see that if we have taken different samples from the same population, this is the population, this is the population. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and we can take different samples from this population like this. Okay? So these are
Yes, sir.
various, and we can compute the means of these samples. Okay, so that is x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar, and so on. So we can have say we are having 100 samples, so we can compute the means of all 100 samples. Okay, so these are the means of different samples. Okay, we can compute like this. So now we can have a distribution of the means also. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Since you are having so many, suppose you have taken 100 samples, it means you are having 100 means, and those may be having different values. So we can have a distribution of those means also. Okay, and our central limit theorem says that the mean of those means will also follow the normal distribution. Okay, if the n is sufficiently large. Okay,
sir.
so C is the area. So here you can see C is the area here in the normal curve between the critical values. So this is the Z equal to 0. That is the standard normal. Okay, and this is the distribution. Suppose this is the distribution of the mean. Okay. Okay. Now you can see that this is the critical value. This is the critical value, for example. Okay, let us call it critical value. Now, what is this critical value? We know that we want to compute, suppose we want to compute the confidence interval for achieving 95% confidence level. So what is this value 95%? This is the level of confidence. Level of confidence, 95%. So to achieve this level of confidence, what range we have to take? What should be the range, values? Okay. So now you know that to get the 95% data, how much percentage you are covering here? That is the 95%. And remaining 5% are in the tail. Okay. So it means you can say that 2.5% in the right side and 2.5% in the left side, because this is symmetric. This curve is symmetric. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
you can say that if this thing is, this is alpha by 2. Let us call it alpha by 2, since we are considering that these two areas, the sum of these two areas are alpha. So this is alpha by 2 and this is also alpha by 2.
Alpha by 2.
And the 95% portion, that will be actually 1 minus alpha. Okay, so this portion is 1 minus alpha. So now can you tell me what is the corresponding value? So that corresponding value of Z is going to be 1.96. 1.96, because you know that for this range, this is the 2 standard deviation, okay, in the standard curve. So 1.96 from minus 1.96 to plus 1.96, the 95% of the means will be covered. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if the level of confidence is 90%, this means that we are 90% confident that the interval contains the population mean mu. Okay. So level of confidence is 90%. What does it mean? That we are 90% confident that the interval contains the population mean. Okay. Or in other words, we can say that if we have 100 confidence intervals, okay, if we have 100 confidence intervals like this from the same population, then in the 90% of those confidence intervals, your mu is covered. Okay, say these are the 100 values, these are 100 intervals. Now out of these 100 intervals, 90 intervals will have that mu, the population mean. Okay, so in other words, we can say like this. So this value is 0.9. This is since we have taken this as 0.9, so this is 0.05, this is 0.05. Okay, so in this case we have taken 0.9. So this value, this critical value is not going to be 1.96, because this value is not 95. This is 90%. Okay. Yes, so since this is 90%, so it means this value is slightly less from 1.96. that has to be taken from the table.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the corresponding Z score are 1.645. Now, if the level of confidence is 95%, this means that we are 95% confident that the interval contains the population mean mu. Okay. So here the value is going to be 1.96. Okay. So here in this tail area, the probability is 0.025. Okay. Or if you say in the percentage, that is going to be 2.5%. This is also 2.5%. Okay. Total is 5% and remaining portion 95% in this region. So what does it mean? If you have 95% confidence interval, it means that your mean is going to be covered in the interval with the 95% probability, and it is not going to be covered with the probability 0.025.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 0.025 is the probability that your actual mean is going to be outside of the confidence interval. If the level of confidence is 99%, this means that we are 99% confident that the interval contains the population mean.
Yes,
so this is like this, and for 99% confidence level, the interval is plus minus 2.57. Okay. So now the difference between the point estimate and the actual population parameter value is called the sampling error. What does it mean? The point estimate, you know the point estimate. Okay, whatever you compute a point, you are estimating a point rather than the interval. And the actual population parameter, that is the mu, actual mu, and the difference between the two is called the sampling error.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So sampling error is what? Since this is the population and you have computed a parameter mu, and then you have taken a sample S. Okay, this is S for example, and you have computed the mean of this. The difference between these two, okay,
is called sampling error.
Yeah, the difference between mu and X. This is the sampling error. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when mu, sorry. When mu is estimated, the sampling error is the difference mu minus X bar. So what is mu? The population parameter. X bar is the, what is this? This is the statistic computed from the sample. Fine. So this is the sample population mean, and this is the sample mean. Since mu is usually unknown, okay, mu is usually not known, the maximum value for the error can be calculated. Is it clear?
Yes,
why
sir.
mu is unknown usually? Because actually you are doing this statistics because you don't want to compute everything for the entire population, because population is large. So if you are computing the population mean, it means you have to consider the entire population, which is actually not practical. Okay. So you are doing everything related to statistics just to avoid considering all the things related to the population. Okay. So it means mu is usually unknown because you have not taken consideration of all the entire population. Because if you take consideration of entire population, then there is no need of the statistic. Then you do everything from that. So actually mu is unknown. And when mu is unknown, this is a big question, how you are going to compute the error. Okay. So since mu is unknown, the maximum value for the error can be calculated. Okay. Although you cannot compute the exact value of mu and you cannot compute the exact sampling error, but there are ways through which you can compute the maximum error. Okay. Using the level of confidence. So given a level of confidence, the margin error, sometimes called the maximum error of the estimate or error tolerance, is the greatest possible distance between the point estimate and the value of parameter it is estimating. Like this. So this is called, error is what? A sampling error is what? ZC is the critical value of Z. And this portion, this is called the standard error. Okay. How do you compute the standard error? From a sample, you compute the sigma, and this is the sample size.
Sample size.
Okay. So sigma is what? Sigma is the standard deviation of the sample and n is the sample size. Okay. So this portion is called sigma over root n. This portion is called the standard error, and you multiply this standard error with the ZC. And ZC is what? The critical value of Z.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So how would you compute this? How much confidence level you want? Okay. So say if you want confidence level equal to 95%, it means your ZC is equal to 1.96. Okay. If you want it to be 68.7 like this, so it means it is going to be ZC is going to be according to that. You can take this value from the table. Okay. So ZC is that critical value, and you will take this value from the table according to the confidence level you want. Okay. So if you want a greater confidence level, it means C is going to be broad. A random sample of 32 textbook prices is taken from a local college bookstore. The mean of the sample is this, and the sample standard deviation is 23.44. So these two things, these two parameters, that is the mean means X bar, and the standard deviation, that is 23.44. These two values have been computed from the sample. Now use a 95% confidence interval and find the margin of error. You have to compute the margin of error for the mean price of the all textbook in the bookstore. So what does it mean? It means you want to take a mean value, and you want to be 95% confident that your value will be falling in that particular range. Actually, this question is about creating a confidence interval, confidence CI lower level to CI
upper level.
So you want to compute this range such that you should be 95% confident
that
your
mean of the sample is
this particular mean is in this range.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this you want to compute.
Yes, sir.
So this is the margin of error, ZC sigma over root n, and since you are computing for 95%, that is ZC is equal to 1.96 and sigma is given. Okay, standard deviation is given, and the sample size, that is 32, it is also given. So this is how you can compute. Okay. Now suppose this is the margin of error, 8.12. This is the margin of error. Now suppose now I want to compute the confidence interval for the same. Then what will be that? That will be 74.22 is the mean. Plus minus 8.12. That will be the confidence. So we are 95% confident that the margin of error for the population mean, all the textbooks in the bookstore, is about 8.12. It means what? It means if we say that if we pick a random book and we say that the price of that book is 74.22, to say this, so there are how much you can deviate from this value, 8.12. So now we can compute the confidence interval, as you know that this is X bar minus E, X bar plus E. So our mu is going to be fall inside this range. The probability that the confidence interval contains mu is C. A random sample is of 32 textbook prices is taken from a local college bookstore. The mean is 74.22. The sample standard deviation is 23.44, and the margin error is this. Now the confidence, construct a 95% confidence interval, and that is what? 74.22 minus 8.12 and 74.22 plus 8.12. So this is the confidence interval. Okay. 66.1 to 82.34. This is the confidence interval for the level of confidence 95%. if you want to compute the sample size, okay, so you are given the sample, you are given the marginal error, okay, standard deviation and the critical value. Then you can compute the sample size which is required, minimum sample size. Okay, so this question be like that. Okay, you want to be 95% confident and standard deviation is given to you and standard error is given to you. For example,
Yes,
you
sir.
say that 8.12 is the standard error which is allowed, which you want, which you can take. Okay, and standard deviation is given and confidence level is also given. Then you may be asked, then what should be the minimum?
Minimum.
What should be the minimum sample? So now you want to estimate the mean price of all the textbooks in the college bookstore. How many books must be? Yes. So they are asking about N. How many books must be included in your sample if you want to be 99% confident that the sample mean is within $5?
N is 147. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay,
So
okay.
you should include at least 146 books in your sample. For what?
For the
To
confidence
achieve
area, 90,
to achieve this confidence level, to achieve
99%.
this confidence level with this error. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
error
That is
cannot be greater than 5 and you will be 99% confident that the price will be equal to that mean plus minus 5. Okay, so to achieve this thing, these parameters, you have to take these many books at least. You can take many more, but at least these many books would be required.